Everybody's having a good Friday. I was asked by Mrs. Leary to talk a little bit about my business, Llab KAS, and some of the pros and cons that come along with running your own business. Um, just different things you should look for if you're trying to start your own business. One, you gotta kind of, you gotta know what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to get out there, and you gotta research your market. And you also want to go ahead and try to obtain an LLC, a limited liability license. That right there basically says that your company or your business as a legitimate business. Start up for that is like $120 for your application. And once everything goes through, it passes, or they run it in the database to make sure that nobody else has that name. You pay for your certificates, for your posters, and there's a couple of other things you have to pay. All in all, you might pay about $300 for everything for it. To get an LLC, it's usually about a month process. But with the pandemic and everything, it took us about 3 months. And when stuff finally started clicking, it just started clicking. I started everything May 15th of this year. June 15th, got a my registration back, but like I said, you still have to pay for certain licenses and certain certificates and posters and all that stuff that you have to put up in your business. So it takes about 2 months to get that straight. Now, a target audience, you got to know what you're trying to sell. I'm Labcaf Designs. It's a t-shirt company. T-shirt, hats, masks, basically anything that can be pressed. That's what I do. And I started this company because at one point I was doing other things and I needed people to do stuff for me as far as t-shirts. I was trying to get out there, but I guess the demand for what I wanted, it was too high. And a few people that I talked to didn't have, enough time. They had lives of their own and they had families, so I couldn't get what I needed. So I ended up, looking into research and everything, and I ended up doing it myself. And go into it, being independent is great. Being able to own ideas, um, your own hours, not having to answer to anybody. You are your own boss. Should you choose to bring people in to help you out, I mean, and that's the easy part. That's the good part. But with everything that you have that's good, there's always cons with it. Merchandise. Like I make shirts and hats. I have to find out where I can buy a snapback hat from at a reasonable price. So when I sell it, I don't have to sit here and charge somebody $35 for a hat because I'm paying $25 for it. So I go on Amazon. I get a lot of my stuff from Amazon, and it's been great. The turnaround for them is like I make my orders on Monday, on Wednesday and Thursday. I got everything I need. It lasts me a couple of weeks. I order my stuff in bulk, my vinyl, my hats, um, sweaters, whatever I feel like I can't find in a store. You get all that stuff offline and prepare for whatever people may need. Equipment, you always have to equipment you use. I use silhouette cameos. I don't do pre-cut. I just do cameos and I use a silhouette program. And and it's new, so you're good. But the more orders you get, the more work you do, the more wear and tear comes on your equipment. So, you got to be prepared to access to other equipment. to what you have. Like if my heat press goes down today, me not having a backup plan will literally put me out of business for weeks because you gotta find one reasonable price. You have to get it. You have to pick it. You have to order it, and you have to have it shipped. And depending on what you get, you may have to assemble it. Downtime, and you're losing money on that because now it's so many people doing what I do. Like I said, it's nothing that I originally wanted to do, but it just came up that I was like, it's better for me to my own stuff and then actually bring people into it and just put out there what I'm doing and what I'm making. And people choose to buy stuff or want this or want that, depending on what it is. I can do it. So I just started making a profit off of it. Thing. Love doing that. They have a merchandise list. When I first started, I was like all about t-shirts. Started doing masks and watches, license plates. I mean, anything that you can put a design on. I mean, having your own business, being your own person is for me the best thing about it is just being independent. Because I do what I want. I set my own rules, but you also can't get too relaxed to where you get a big head and it's like, oh, I got this and I got that going for me. And you take time off because out here, you can go on Facebook and you can go to these like silhouette groups or whatever. It's a million people doing what you're doing right in your area. You're relaxing. They started coming up with new ideas, promoting this, promoting that. They putting stuff out every day. So, trying to find people that are going to support you. I'll go ahead and be the first to tell a lot of y'all. I don't really know what your age group is, but if you haven't heard it yet, you're hearing it from me first. A lot of people, regardless of what you do in life, if you decide to have your own business or obtain your own LLC or whatever the case may be, if you're selling product, please believe me, it'll come from people that you don't know. I have a lot of friends right now. It's a group of us that have an LLC, have our own business license. And our biggest supporters, we support each other, but our biggest supporters are people we don't know. It's word of mouth. My friend got one, and her friend or 20 friends want the same thing, but that you don't know. But you got to get a target audience. You know what I'm saying? You got to research who to get your equipment from, who to get your merchandise from. You got to research who's going to buy your product. You got to try to get an age group in there. You got to try to go with the latest fads. It's 2020 now, and kids is wearing some of the craziest stuff. You can be creative and figure out a way to put your own idea and your own style into whatever it is that they're doing. Like I did. I did the same thing with pictures on shirts and releasing compounds and doing life pictures, but it's black and white, but it's done in vinyl. Like nobody was doing that. So I started doing it. And that's been real big for me. And now I see other people are doing it. So it's just fine. It's more than just when I first started, I was just happy I had my own business. I was cool, like, yeah, I got my own business, I'm good. But I started it really not knowing what I had. So then that's when I started researching. And I got a partner and we sat down and we got deals together and we started doing this together and we got to the point where we started signing contracts. People liked our work. The turnaround is going to be the biggest thing with anything that you do. Moving merchandise. If somebody calls you on a Monday and said, "Look, I need 50 shirts by Thursday. Can you do it?" The price is right. You're gonna have to try to find a way to do it. But working by yourself or being independent can be somewhat of a struggle, especially if you have another job that you're working. But you don't want to turn nobody away. So, like I said, I signed a contract with two people. So if they call me tomorrow and say, "Look, I need 100 shirts by next Thursday," guess what? I got to find a way to get 100 shirts by next Thursday because I don't want to lose that. Because with them now, other people or other companies are seeing that, and they are, like who did this, and then that, that's good for my brand. It's good for my name. So, boom. So that's how I got my second contract. I mean, but hey, man, it's nice having it with it. You get your license or you get an LLC or you doing good, man. Just always go into it with a plan. Always know what you want. Know what you want out of it. Um, are you doing it for fun? What kind of profit you trying to do? Because when you first start a business, you going in the hole. I went $1,000 in the hole quick because I didn't know what in the world I was doing. I wasn't researching anything. I just saw what people were doing on Facebook and tried to do it, buying the wrong stuff, doing the wrong this, wrong temperatures. I was ruining a lot of stuff. I was $1,000 in the hole in like 2 weeks. After I figured it out, I started figuring it out. So it's like, okay, I got to buy this in bulk, buy that in bulk, get this, get that, talk to this person, get the orders up front, you know, research it, man. Talk to your people about it. Talk to your friends. Your friends are going to be the biggest ones when it comes to ideas. My friends have helped me out with a lot of ideas. They don't help me with the work, but the ideas are great because a lot of times that stuff sells. They may be up on something that you're not. So definitely, you got to get your target market merchandise list. Research your equipment. Set your goals and your budget, man. Research where you buy your material from. Don't hop out here and get buy from the first thing you see. Research it. Search 4 or 5 or 6 different avenues. See where you can get it cheaper and see how fast you can get it. Customer satisfaction is always going to be that. You don't want to give nobody no sloppy work, and then they put the word out, yo, don't buy from this person because it's crap. Like I said, being creative. A difficulty with that is also with being your own boss is the funding. You doing it out of pocket. Own thing. You ain't going in it with 4 or 5 people. You're doing it by yourself. And when you're doing it by yourself, you putting your own money into it. So you want to get it right the first time. You're gonna make some mistakes, but don't try to do what I did and hopped out there head first, dumped stupid, and just after 2 weeks, I wanted to quit. But I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Time restrictions. That right there. If you're good at your craft, you're gonna have to get around time restrictions if you're doing it by yourself because people will hit you up in no time. Like, yo, I need like 100 union shirts money. So you just gotta do that, man. And you also gotta, like I said, your equipment malfunction. You gotta be on the lookout for that. So those right there are key points with that, man. Demographic, set money aside. Trying to figure out fresh ideas. Just keeping it going like that. And once you do it, it's easy to just put stuff down. You can get a index card and say, okay, I want to do X, Y, Z. And while I'm doing this, I want to also do this. I need to get this from that, and just put it all together. It's not that hard to put a business plan together. It's just you got to make sure everything is in sequential order, so you're on the right track. And once you're doing that, you good. Just keep it moving and keep everything fresh. And I hope some of y'all in the future do it. Anybody can do it, man. It's not hard, but it's not that easy. So you just gotta grind. Go out there and do your thing and keep it moving. Y'all have a nice day.